Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Puentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado makes the stop and knocks it down. J.R. Delgado. Malonga is open. 3-point.
Oh, my goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. Just posterized by Scott.
Teams continue to fight for playoff position in both the North and South divisions as the 2025 MPBL regular season reaches its final stretch, with all 3 games today having playoff implications for at least one of the teams participating. In our first game, we have the Imus Brotherhood looking to finish their season on a strong note in their last game against the Pangasinan Heat Waves. At 6 o'clock p.m., the Abra Solid North Weavers look to strengthen their hold of the top spot in the Northern Division against the Davao Occidental Tigers, who are looking to cash in and make the play-in tournament. While in our last game, the Batangas City Tadwai Masters defend their home court against the Mindoro Tamaraos. Let's get to it, to our starting lineups. By the way, this is Javi Palanya. Let's go to Richard Campos.
With the Imus, Grumpy Joe. Playing center number 25, Rick Kaunan. At forward number 24, Mark Doligon. Starting at guard number 21, JB De La Cruz. Power forward number 16, JP Belenchon. Point guard number 13, Ryusei Koga. They are led by TJ Marquez, assisted by Abelard Macarayan, the team owner Rubino Navarro. And here's for Pangasinan, Heat Waves. At guard number 6, Ian Melencio. Shooting guard number 8, El Turilla, Lawrence Victoria. Playing center number 23, Jay Collado. Forward number 33, King Gurtiza. Power forward number 28, the Komodo Dragon, Michael Mabulak. Their head coach, Gerson Cabildes. His assistants are Noy Catalan, Jun Marzan, Florian Pineda, Ariel Season, Harold Nang, Joseph Guillon, Dan Sabier, and Jun Medina. The game officials are crew chief.
Our starting 5 for this game, Imus will have Koga, De La Cruz, Kaunan, Doligon, and Belenchon. Sa kabila naman, Pangasinan begins things with Melencio, Victoria, Collado, Gortiza, and the Komodo Dragon, Michael Mabulak. We welcome you to our Thursday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat watching on YouTube and pusop.com. Later on, we'll be live on Solar Sports at 6 o'clock p.m. This is Javi Palanya. Andre Duremdes and Ms. Gianna Llanes will be joining me later on. For now, Pangasinan, they take the first possession here, and the Heat Waves are trying to avoid the play-in tournament. There is still a possibility that they will fall to number 7 in the North. Yun ang gusto nilang iwasan dito. Pero may karoon ng konting aberya sa ating shot clock. So magbabalik muna tayo. Thank you for your patience, mga Kaliga. We are back, and right now this is the first possession. The Heat Waves have it. Mabulak kicks it out to Victoria. Drives against Koga, leaves it for Collado. That's a miss. Offensive rebound to the Komodo Dragon. Mabulak did not hit on the short jumper. Mark Doligon and the Imus Brotherhood currently at 9-19. Playing their last game of the season. That's JV De La Cruz missing from the outside. Victoria will take it from downtown. That rattles out as well. Koga to JV De La Cruz, who gives it to the corner. Doligon also misses. Both teams opening up with blanks to start this game, but Jay Collado changes that, and he gets Pangasinan on the board with a deuce. Pangasinan went up against Rizal sa kanilang huling laro, and they won that game against the Golden Coolers. That was a big victory para sa kanila, considering their place in the team standings in the Northern Division. This is them again on the run this time, trying to extend an early lead. Doligon will be called for the personal foul.
First team foul.
King Gortisa will be awarded 2 free throws here. Gortisa played 8 minutes and 32 seconds against the Golden Coolers. Only scored 2 points. Given a chance to start here by Coach Gerson Cabiltes. A rare start for King, former EAC general. It's 2 points right away there after those 2 free throws. 4-0 to start in favor of the Heat Waves. Koga drives past Melencio, tries to go for the reverse against Gortisa. That's going to be a foul. Laban kay King, despite him getting a lot of ball on that shot.
That's his first team foul.
And although there have been some apprehensions to that whistle, I don't think Coach Gerson will challenge dahil ito na nga kung free throw na si Ryusei Koga. I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Koga goes 2 for 2. Finally puts the Brotherhood on the score sheet. Leave action on top for Pangasinan. Victoria quickly to Gortisa at the baseline. Tries to get it to Collado, having trouble receiving that basketball. Ball is loose, picked up by Imus. Koga was asking for it, but De La Cruz will take his precious time. JV still has it, steps back, jumper on the way. Begins this game 0 out of 2 from the field. Melencio nagmamadali sa kabilang panig. Mabulak gets the jumper to drop. 6-2. 3 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Gortisa trying to play the passing lanes. That's going to stay with Imus. But still 12 on their 24. Take a look at this fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X-Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke. That's Michael Mabulak finishing transition for Pangasinan. Collado clears it for the Heat Waves. Here comes Mabulak again. Decides to pull it back. Victoria defended by De La Cruz. Gortisa, he traveled. He definitely traveled there. A little bit too excited in receiving that basketball. Napailing na lang si Coach Gerson dun. (6-2) pa rin ang ating tala dito. We are at the Batangas City Sports Complex. This is the first game of our Thursday triple header. Tomorrow we will be taking a break. And on Saturday, we will resume action. Brotherhood with 5 on the shot clock. It's with Mark Doligon. Doligon fades away. He's hit a lot of those shots this season, but that won't work. This is going to be an easy basket para kay Lawrence Victoria. Coach TJ Marquez has seen enough for the Imus Brotherhood. Off the Doligon miss. You see Pangasinan, they're off and running once again. They have gone through their transition game a lot in the early goings. That's another basket. This time, that's courtesy of Lawrence Paul Victoria, extending this early lead for the Heat Waves to 6.
Welcome back to Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at gaya nga ng sinabi mo, Javi, may posibilidad pa rin para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves that they have to go through the play-in in order to secure a spot into the playoffs. Kaya ginagamit ito ni Coach Jerson Cabiltes bilang isang oportunidad para makapag-reflect sa kanyang learning experiences in his years here in the MPBL. He said if there's anything that he learned, it's that readiness is most important, especially because there are so many teams with so many different systems. Kaya scouting talaga ang ginagawa niya ngayon. He also said with his new players that came in during the eliminations, during 13 practices, team chemistry daw talaga ang focus nila. He learned as well na when it comes to winning, it's not just up to the players but the coaches and management as well. So he's hoping that they're able to show that for their upcoming games. Back to you.
Maraming salamat, G. And Pangasinan, yes, they can go as high as number 4 to end the season in the north, but they can go as low as 7, and that's gonna make them go through the play-in tournament. Really tough for Coach Jerson these past couple of seasons. It's not been the same type of experience for them compared to when they were with Nueva Ecija, where they practically dominated the rest of the playing field. Each and every team has made their best in trying to beef up their respective rosters, and that's exactly what we've seen these past 2 years. That's why the playing field has evened. You see more teams competing for playoff spots, and the games have been so much better. De La Cruz fading away on the left side. It's gonna be no good. It's 12-6 still in favor of the Pangasinan Heat Waves. That ball is stuck on top near the shot clock buzzer, I think. Yes, that is the shot clock buzzer. Very rare do you see that. You see our maintenance crew in the venue being a hero and plucking it out. Raymar Acuno will come in here for Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood. Ian Melencio setting things up here for the Heat Waves. Imus playing a zone. Victoria will try to bust that with a 3. That's no good. Melencio trying to swoop in for that rebound. It's going to be last touch in favor of Imus. Past the halfway point of quarter number 1. Little triangle action here on the left side for the Brotherhood. But past the pitch post, Doligon could not hit near the 3-point line. Victoria tried to get it back to a trailer. Unfortunately, that's going to be a turnover for Pangasinan. Doligon switches to the other side. That's no good as well. Victoria lobs it up. Jay Collado, eye in the sky, could not finish. Could have been a beauty there. Everything but the shot for the Heat Waves. Doligon forces his way through, gets fouled on that left-hand scoop. He will take 2 shots.
Foul, number 23, Jay Collado, his first second team foul. Pangasinan for Lawrence Victoria.
Actually, the first person laban kay Jay Collado. Some substitutions for Coach Jerson. Lervin Flores, Bongalanza, as well as Alin Bulanadi would second for the first time for the Heat Waves.
Shooting 2, Mark Doligon.
Now we have Mark Doligon, the scorer for Imus this season. He has definitely made a lot of waves, and he has gotten a lot of oohs and ahs. He has been a revelation this season, talking about Mark Doligon. He's been in the league for quite some time, but we haven't seen him play this type of way ever. There may have been glimpses, but do it on a consistent basis. This is the first time we are seeing it from Mark Doligon. Although it has not really brought them a lot of success dahil nga hindi sila makakaabot sa play-in tournament sa Southern Division. At least na ipakita niya to the rest of the league that he's very capable of these kinds of games. Belenson will launch. Good line, too strong. Doligon, the offensive rebound, hangs in the air. No good on the shot. Heatwaves looking to run again. Melencio ahead of everybody there. De La Cruz slaps it away.
Jamie Maguliano and Mike De Gregorio coming in for Michael Mabulak and Ian Melencio.
Michael Mabulak will come out. JP Maguliano will come in. Papasok na rin si Mike De Gregorio para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. This is the defensive stop by both Doligon and JV De La Cruz. Errol Soriano, papasok na rin para sa Imus Brotherhood.
Medics, please.
There seems to be some blood on the face of Mark Doligon, which will merit a substitution. Delanza will take it out from the baseline. Maguliano left wide open. It's a warm-up jumper para kay JP Maguliano. Pangasinan now up by 10 points. 2 minutes and 35 remaining here in the opening quarter. De La Cruz fading away to the left. This time he gets it to drop.
JV De La Cruz.
First 2 points, 4 points actually already in the game for JV De La Cruz, but he's already let go a lot of jumpers. His field goal percentage not really too good to start this game. Alin Bulanadi off on that jumper, but Maguliano is there to clean up the mess. Sampu pa rin ang inaabol dito ng Imus. De La Cruz is 2 out of 5. At to break down, JP Maguliano goes up for the shot. Wala pa rin. Bulanadi goes to the left side. Galanza spots for 3. That one's short. JP Belenson gets a little roadblock from Raymark Acuno. The fake, the pass to De La Cruz, who gets hit to Koga. Felt good on the jumper, but could not hit. De Gregorio switches to the left side. Gets fouled by Ryusei.
Number 13, Ryusei Koga is first.
Una pa lang naman yan laban kay Ryusei Koga.
For Imus.
He will be subbed out by Carbangeles.
2 free throws, Mike De Gregorio.
Mike De Gregorio at the line for 2 shots. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Mike De Gregorio started against Rizal. Had 6 points on 2 out of 7 shooting. Played almost 17 minutes in that game. Dose na ang lamang dito ng Pangasinan. A minute and change remaining in the opening frame. Bangeles takes the handoff to De La Cruz, takes it to the defense of De Gregorio. That one's a miss. Mike DG.
Out of balance.
Not sure if he was trying to get it to Lervin or Bong. Both of them were on that right side, but both of them failed to meet the basketball. It's going to be a turnover para sa Pangasinan. Jerson not too happy about it, but he'll let it go. They're up by 12 points here against Imus. Turnover story 4-1 here in the first quarter. Bangeles off the curl, push shot drops. This possibly could be Pangasinan's final possession here in the first quarter. The 1-3-1 defense here for Imus. That's another turnover for Pangasinan. My goodness. Stern look on the face of Coach Jerson right now. Last shot time here for Imus. Akuno looking inside. Carlos Sumabat gets it to the interior kay Errol Soriano na hindi na i-shoot. At easy basket. Irvin Flores failing to get that prayer answered. And that is gonna do it for the first 10 minutes of action. Although Pangasinan goes out to an early lead here, they have turned it over a number of times. They have managed to make a number of field goals to start this game to establish an early lead against the Imus Brotherhood. De La Cruz has been launching a number of jumpers, but few of them have made it inside. Bulanadi has yet to make his mark, but JP Magoliano, he's had 4 points in that first period, helping Pangasinan to this 10-point lead at the end of one. Mark Doligon tying his average in that game against the Pasay Voyagers, where he scored 9 of his 16 in the first quarter. He injured his nose in the first quarter, and I think Ms. Gianna Llanes has an update for us on that.
Yes, Javi, it's actually his upper lip. He's currently icing the inside of his upper lip right now. Natamaan daw ng bibig niya yung ulo ni Ian Melencio sa first quarter. He was still able to talk, which is a good sign when I was trying to talk to him. Pero aminado si Mark na hindi pa siya sigurado kung kailan siya makakabalik sa laro dahil napakasakit daw ng impact ng tama sa kanyang lip. Back to you.
Thank you so much, G. He doesn't really look happy on that bench.
Second quarter.
Abangan natin mamaya kung makakabalik ba si Mark Doligon. And that's going to be game of the season this afternoon here at the Batangas City Coliseum. While this is the second to the last game for the Heat Waves. Errol Soriano driving against Lervin Flores. That's cleared by Pangasinan. Another turnover for the Heat Waves. You look at the first quarter field goal story there on your screens. 4 out of 20 for the Brotherhood, while Pangasinan is shooting 8 out of 19 from the field. That's 42 and 20%. 42 for Pangasinan, 20% for the Brotherhood in the first quarter. Look at the turnover story so far, 5-1, and yet the Heat Waves remain in the lead despite that. Sumabat, that's a nice pass coming from JV De La Cruz. Impressive two-man game from both he and Carlos Sumabat Jr. Imus sticking to that zone. Galanza at the corner. That's with a hand in his face. Is galing sa labas para sa Pangasinan. De La Cruz. Two-man game again with Sumabat. This time they get an extra pass out of the corner. Soriano could not hit. Bulanadi pushing. Defense is right there for the Brotherhood. Magoliano though left all alone. They forgot about it. Nakakarami na. Ito si JP Magoliano dito sa points in the game for JP Magoliano. Lead back up to 10 for Pangasinan. Nobody underneath to cover Carbangeles. There was somebody there, but it was a tad bit too late. That's going to be a three-point play opportunity para kay Carbangeles. Nice back cut made there on the baseline. Everybody else was paying attention to the guy with the basketball. At on the previous play though, ganun rin naman yung nangyari. Nobody paying attention to JP Magoliano. But this one, Bangeles gets an opportunity for one more at the line. Kaya lang sinayang niya yun. He misses on that bonus free throw. De Gregorio well covered top of the circle. Pagsanhan is in the game for the first time for Coach Jerson Cabiltes. That ball almost finding its way back into the hoop. But eventually the Brotherhood get the stop. Koga gives it up. Sumabat, he can hit that three, but misses everything on that shot. Imus going night and day here in the first half. They could be sloppy, they could be sharp. It's been inconsistent at best here in the first half para sa Brotherhood. Pangasinan, they missed some shots here in the second quarter. Issei Koga fakes the handoff. That's Raymark Acuno who gets a pass inside. Sumabat with a fader there. Imus within 6 points. This is the closest they've gotten since the opening buzzer. That's Harvey Pagsanhan looking to answer right away, drawing that foul underneath. Laban dito sa depensa ng Imus. You see Raymark Acuno. He plays inside for his teammates. That's Carlos Sumabat Jr. fading away and scoring para sa Imus. Pagsanhan missing on the first free throw. That's Pangasinan's first miss from the line in this game. They were 4 out of 4 prior to that. 0 out of 2 for Harvey Pagsanhan, but they get it back here. Mabulak with the offensive rebound. Was asking for it against Acuno, di binigay. Now on the left side, Alf Robin gets it to Mabulak just below the elbow there for the former JRU heavy bomber. Oh, that's a travel against Sumabat. Pangasinan suddenly trapping from the backcourt, and they force a turnover. Coach TJ Marquez there, not in agreement with that whistle. And there seems to be a little lull here.
Technical foul is called on Imus, number 11. Kerbangeles for unsportsmanlike behavior.
There's gonna be
Second
a
infraction.
technical on Kerbangeles for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Technical free throw.
Apparently, binigyan na siya ng warning dun kanina. Tingnan natin yung nangyari. Ito yung traveling ni Carlos Sumabat. No? Bigla siyang kinuyog ng depensa ni Mabulak tsaka ni Pagsanhan. And then I think Bangiles did something after. Di natin nakita dun sa video na it happened for sure after the whistle. So now it's Pangasinan basketball once again. In the lead by 9. Mabulak looking inside. Josh Fontanilla could not get it to a teammate. Fortunately for them, it's last touch on the Brotherhood. But only a second remaining on their shot clock, which brings Coach Jerson Cabiltes to call a ceasefire. 1 second on the shot clock for the Heatwaves when we get back. It was a highly defensive ball game between those two clubs. The Heatwaves could not get a decent shot off right before the buzzer. They only had a second to work with there after the timeout. Nga yung naging reason para dun sa timeout, but the Heatwaves could not capitalize on that opportunity. 4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Koga skips a pass to the corner. Bangiles trying to post up. Ito si Ralph Robin. Kerr Bangiles has been having his way inside the paint here in the first half.
Pushing foul on number 10, Ralph Robin, is first. Second team foul.
Knowing that he didn't have any foot speed advantage against Robin, right away took him to the block and posted him up to his advantage. He got the end one opportunity. He completes the three-point play. Imus back down to within 6. Robin, off the handoff. Nabawi niya naman dun yung tres.
Ralph Robin.
28-19. Doligon is back on the floor for Imus after that busted upper lip in the first quarter. I thought it would take him longer to get back into the game. Pangasinan on the run, could not finish. RV is off to a rather shaky start here in the first half. That's Mark Doligon taking matters into his own hands there. This is our three-point shot of the game, brought to you by One-Stop Shop Appliances. Give up a three, take a three, and make a three. That's Ralph Robin there for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Gave up the three-point play to Kerbangeles. And then on the ensuing play, gets the handoff, takes the three, and makes it. Mark Doligon able to get the second free throw drop. 28-21 is the score as we approach the halfway point of quarter number 2. Mabulak posting up the Ritin Sumabat. That's a travel on Jay Collado. Turnovers continue to mount here para dito sa Pangasinan. Now 7 turnovers in the game for the Heatwaves. I'm sure Coach Gerson will have a lot to say about that come the halftime break. 7-2 in terms of errors in this game. Doligon fires from the outside. Sumabat tried to contest for the rebound. Mabulak ends up with it. Fontanilla back to Mike. Mabulak drop pass. Jay Collado with the score.
Collado from Michael Mabulak.
30-21. Pangasinan back up by 9. I can't seem to break this game wide open. They've really tried to establish a huge lead here, but Imus just keeps making shots whenever they threaten to go away here.
Holding well, number 9. RB Pangasinan is first, and that is the 14th foul for
Nangyari dun sa kanilang huling offensive set. This is in transition. Mabulak finds Jay Collado. Two big men playing beautiful music together on that transition attack.
For Kerbangeles.
May foul na may tatawag laban dito sa Pangasinan. So, baseline throw in here for the Brotherhood. De La Cruz steps back for 3. That's no good. Imus is 0 out of 14 from the outside in this game. Pangasinan not shooting well from the outside. They're 1 out of 10. Mabulak testing the defense of Doligon. Tapped out to Fontanilla. Couldn't hit a shot over Acuno. Offensive rebound to Pangasinan. The bounce pass to Collado. Gets the lucky dunks. 32-21. Ito na, once na ulit ang kalamangan dito. Actually, no, this is the biggest lead of the game for the Heatwaves. Previous high was 10. Belenchon. One dribble pull-up jumper from 3 is no good. Collado from downtown. Wala. Offensive rebound ulit para kay Michael Mabulak. Nakakarami na siya dito sa first half, and he makes 2 points out of it. That's Michael Mabulak, who has 6 points and 5 rebounds here in the first half for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Under 3 minutes left to play, the Heatwaves now looking like they are ready to dominate this matchup against the Imus Brotherhood. Michael Mabulak helping out in that noble cause for Pangasinan. Take a short break here. 34-21 is the count. Babalik ang inyong Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Check out our Gixer fans of the game, born for greatness. Some Pangasinan faithful behind the Heatwaves bench. Mga anak ata yan ni MJ Wico. Anyway, the Heatwaves are on top by 13 points, 34-21 against the Imus Brotherhood, the first game of our Thursday triple header. Right before we hit the break button tomorrow, Friday, and then we resume games on Saturday. Pangasinan gets the stop. Mabulak, drop pass. Michael Mabulak. Another nifty play to Jay Collado. Collado with 10 points in this game. A lob inside, Belenson able to score. 36-23. Alas 2 minuto na lang natitira dito sa ating first half. Mabulak again inside, finding a way against the defense of Doligon. Mabulak just toying right now with Mark Doligon, and Doligon will not take this sitting down. He will try to make something out of this matter.
Michael Mabulak, that's his first.
Mabulak gives up his first personal foul.
Mark Doligon.
Doligon, as you can see, medyo maga yung kanyang upper lip, no? Dun siya natamaan ni Ian Melencio in the first quarter. That's why he was forced to sit out the remainder of the opening quarter. Doligon has yet to score in this game, missing both of his free throws. I'm sorry, he already got one earlier. Anyway, it's 38-23. There you go. That's the first field goal of the game for Mark.
From JB de la Cruz.
Fontanilla, a little hesitation there on Rick Kaunan. That went up without any plan on the basketball.
Shot clock,
I think it will stay with the Heatwaves. There's Mark Doligon getting that nice bounce pass from JB de la Cruz. No JJ Caspe in this game for the Brotherhood. Ralph Robin off the pin down. That was a wild shot that was off to the right. Both teams really struggling from downtown in this game. They are a combined 1 out of 23 from three-point country. The outlet to Mabulak galing na naman kay Collado. This time it was the reverse. Usually it comes from Mabulak and it finds its way to Collado. Pero sa ngayon, turnover yan para sa Pangasinan. Flores and Maguliano will check in for the duo of Jay Collado and Mike Mabulak. Well-deserved rest para sa kanila as Pangasinan tries to finish these last 50 seconds on a high note. Brotherhood trying to do the same as they try to navigate their way out of this 13-point hole they are in. That's not the way to do it. Rick Kaunan will commit a traveling violation. That's a third turnover para sa Imus sa laro na to. Maguliano. He's hit a number of field goals here. Actually, perfect pa nga yata from the field si JP Maguliano sa laro na to. Fontanilla, the drop-off. That's Lerman Flores. Easy 2 points inside. 18 seconds left. Will Imus go for the final shot? Belenson one-on-one against Harvey Pagsanan. Two generations of NCAA stalwarts. Mark Doligon also played in the NCAA himself. He could not finish. Pagsanhan with a prayer. That will not be answered, and that is going to do it for the first 20 minutes of action here between the number 4 seeking Pangasinan Heatwaves and the Imus Brotherhood, who are already eliminated in the South. Currently, the Brotherhood are down right now against Pangasinan because of this guy, Jay Collado. He's got 10 points in this game. a beneficiary of lots of good passes, mostly from Michael Mabulak. These two guys have been playing such beautiful music together here in the first half. It's 40-25 at the end of the first two periods. We'll be right back.
Is that for Diego?
Pero mintis, dalawang free throw, ha? Oh, what a pass! Makes Pascual setting up Kit Jimenez.
This has got to be one of the best games, if not the best game, that we've seen from Mix Pascual. Good decision making right there, but you got to catch up on the other end.
Defense once again. Ugsang at the post. Fading away. Oh my goodness, Reeve Ugsang. How about that?
If your key player is down, it's the role players that take over. Reebok-san this time, after giving that pass earlier to Mark Meneses, decides I'm gonna take on this one, taking on 3 white shirts, fading away, knocking it down to the delight of the Cebu Graves bench.
Sazon. Yambing will slam it down. Was actually asking for the lob. This guy could really jump out of a building. So si Rinwil Yambing.
Nice little pocket pass delivered there by Ives Sazon. It's still a slam for Rin William Bing. One hand plus as he brought back yung kanyang cornrows for this game.
You don't want to see going as well. Tandaan natin. Oh, what a move!
Grabe yun. And Mac Talio able to score.
In and out with the left hand and that right hand finish, leaving the defense on the dust. Mac Talio at his best, breaking down primary defenders.
Napako na sa 64 points. Rodel Gravera will slam it down with 2 hands.
He pretty much deserves that moment, itong si Rodel Gravera. He's just been a guy that they pull off the bench and always gives positive results. He never runs out of effort. It was a foot race with Mix Pascual, and Mix was not gonna challenge that. And Rodel Gravera, a very quiet, athletic guy.
At nauuna siya dito, Farito will slam it down with his left hand.
He is in a zone. Christian Pajarito has made this Voyagers team and this Cuneta Ashdome as his playground tonight, showing us everything that he can do on the floor. Left hand jam puts in that exclamation on the kind of game that Christian has played.
Missing the second. Davao, chance to win it. Escobedo inside the pass. Escocio scores! 0.7 seconds remaining. Val City calls timeout. What a play there by the Davao Occidental Tigers.
Well, they quickly ran the other way and trying to attack, understanding the time that was left, that front end miss.
About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
That is enough time.
Roy Sumang attacks, pulling up. Money on a mid-range jumper.
They got time.
But still a 2-possession game. Hamon, a second remaining. And that's gonna do it. Zamboanga. How about Roy Sumang? Struggling all game long with his shot. Delivers the dagger for the Zamboanga Sikat.
The dagger against June Manso, no problem. Little step back, and that basket made just in time to give them the lead and eventually the game.
Basilan with 7 steals compared to 8 naman for Ilagan Isabela. Alex Cabagno drives baseline. Oh! Had that tough angle, but had the wits in English to will that one through.
Oh boy, what an incredible shot make by the Crunchman. Santos was trying to keep in step with him all the way to the hoop. Took it to the other side, with a much more difficult attempt. Was able to use that offhand to keep Santos from getting in front of him. But still, the magnitude of the difficulty of the shot.
He has most start para dito sa Sarangani.
Oh! One-handed throwdown right out of the gates from Simon Sandagon.
Simon Sandagon in his last 2-3 games has really sent out a statement that he is laser focused to try and bring a title for the Quezon Huskers this season.
That came out of nowhere. Simon Sandagon announcing his entry.
Halftime now between the Pangasinan Heatwaves and the Imus Brotherhood. This is the first game of our Thursday triple header here at the Batangas City Coliseum. Javi Palanya joined by Andre Duremdes now. And we are at halftime between these two squads. Imus is looking to finish their season on a high note. This is their last game of the year, while Pangasinan is looking to avoid the play-in tournament in the Northern Division. After the first two quarters, Dre, itong parehong kupunan. These are their numbers. Pangasinan, they got out to an early lead, although Imus threatened a bit in the second quarter. Pangasinan still managed to end it with a 15-point advantage.
Yeah, Javi, both teams definitely struggling from three-point area, but the difference here is the inside scoring by Pangasinan, outscoring Imus, out-rebounding rather Imus 37-16, Javi.
Yeah, and also in the inside points category naman. Actually, it's Pangasinan who's been able to get a lot of those points. Mali lang yung graphic natin kanina, no? It's Pangasinan who scored 30 points inside the paint compared to the 17 ng Imus Brotherhood. Mark Doligon trying to help his team get back into this game right now. Once again, this is Javi Palanya. Now we have Andre Duremdes on the call. Ms. Diana Llanes is at courtside. Pangasinan beginning with JP Magaliano scoring a basket. He's joined by Ian Melencio, Lawrence Victoria, King Gortisa, and Lervin Flores. Imus has Mark Doligon. He hit the three earlier. Raymark Acuno, Riese Koga, JV De La Cruz, and JP Belenson. Flores, that's quite an easy basket inside para sa kanya. Hindi siya masyadong nahirapan doon.
There you go. Pangasinan again picking up where they left off from the first half, scoring again inside for the easy two by Lervin Flores.
De La Cruz, he's had a lot of attempts in this game. A lot of them actually good looks. Kaya lang, hindi niya lang talaga makuha yung mga baskets niya.
Yeah, it might just not be his day. He's had a lot of quality shots here. It's just haven't been falling for him.
That guy, even if it's not his day, he's gonna try and make it his day. Mark Doligon, he was actually pegged earlier as not gonna be able to come back into the game. But he still managed to get back after that busted upper lip in the first quarter. Actually, quicker than I expected. Kala ko nga second half na siya makakabalik dito. But he came back in the second period and managed to score some points. Right now here in the third quarter, he's gotten Imus, one of their first markers in the second half. This is the fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the Go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Yeah, Mark Doligon busted his lip early in this game, but it's a testament to his toughness. Got in the game as early as he can, and he's contributing to Imus Brotherhood right now.
Jeo Chu, the #1 overall draft pick in the last PBA draft, still under contract with the Abra Weavers, and he will finish this season with the Weavers as they try to make their case stronger for the national finals. Of course, they are the league leaders. You see Vic Manuel and in the Pangasinan Heat Waves right there, not in uniform for this game. Jory Napoles also joining him at the back of the bench. Lervin Flores showing us a little footwork there. Hit the shot, but JP Maguliano once again getting some easy pickings. He's up to 10 points in this game.
That's the advantage if you have a JP Maguliano at the court at all times. Expect him to always be crashing that offensive board, trying to get a putback for the Pangasinan Heat Waves.
Mark Doligon, he now has 10 points in this game too.
That's a quick 10 points for
Yeah.
Mark Doligon there.
Doligon only had 4 points in the first half. He went 1 out of 11 in the first 2 quarters. Lervin Flores getting 2 points back there for the Heat Waves. Mabilis yung naging palitan natin dito. That's a wild shot. Horrible miss there from Mark Doligon.
Yeah, but that's the confidence of Mark Doligon. As you said, Javi shooting 1 for 11 in the first half, but still continuing to shoot that basketball regardless.
I'm going to talk to you more about that confidence later on. Right, there's a timeout here on the floor. 7 minutes remaining here in third quarter. 19 na ang lamang dito ng Pangasinan. Check out our LGR fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Mabalik ang MPBL dito sa Batangas City Coliseum. Lomi Country, as is the specialty of the Batangueños. Their home team will be facing the Mindoro Tamaraos later on at 8 o'clock p.m. But for now, we have the Imus Brotherhood going up against the Pangasinan Heat Waves. And then right after this one, we have Davao facing the leading Abra Weavers. Mark Acuno getting a basket there after the timeout for the Imus Brotherhood. Lead is 17 for the Heat Waves. Lenzo gets the handoff from Maguliano. Flores skies in for the rebound. Well defended by the interior defense of Imus, but the Brotherhood could not clear the possession. That's another chance for the Heat Waves. Inagawan ni Raymark Acuno doon si Lervin Flores. Doligon has De La Cruz on the left side. Right hand finish for JV.
A good transition offense there by Imus. Mark Doligon realizing that's a 2-on-1 break there, opting to pass the ball for an easy 2.
10 points, 6 assists, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 assists in the game for Mark Doligon. Lawrence Victoria has yet to be a significant factor in this game. 4 points sa laro para sa kanya. His former Pasay mate, Warren Bonifacio, went up against his former team yesterday and lost. Of course, Bonifacio now playing for the Binienta Takjel.
That was a very chippy game yesterday too, especially with Warren Bonifacio and Christian Pajarito. Talagang nagpapanggaan sila. Both had early foul trouble because of that, Javi.
Yeah, crazy. I was expecting both of them to really go at it in terms of scoring. Pero pareho sila. Hindi maganda rin yung linaro.
Parang gigil sila parehas na makatapat yung sarili eh.
That would be the natural reaction, of course, if you're traded for each other.
Yeah, definitely. Both players wanting to show who won that trade.
This is our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Panamig installation for split type air conditioners. JP Magoliano has been having a breeze this afternoon against Imus. Let's go courtside first to Miss Gianna Lianes. Go ahead, G.
Javi and Andre, ito nga ang huling laro ng Imus Brotherhood sa season na ito. But this won't be the last that we see of this lineup. Sabi ni Coach TJ na ideally, he wants to keep all of these players for next season to represent the Brotherhood. In terms of reinforcements daw, he is searching for someone to help them in the rebounding department dahil madali na raw makahanap ng scorer. No plans yet for what Imus will do during the off-season, but ideally, more bonding daw talaga para sa kanila. This season kasi they completed their lineup just a few days before the beginning, so they are hoping to strengthen their camaraderie more to be able to actually compete next season. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. Well, that's a nice update, especially for the Imus fans out there who are wondering if this team will actually come back next season. But there you have it. They will be back with practically the same core as mentioned by Gianna in her report.
I think there's an advantage there, Javi, especially teams that have a different lineup every season had struggles, especially early on the season, trying to perfect their chemistry. So the Imus Brotherhood here, decision to stay with their core is definitely advantageous.
I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL this season. And with a lot of games under their belt, with a lot of shared experiences, that's definitely going to help them as they try to have a better record next year. I'm pretty sure a lot of the other teams, especially yung mga kasama nilang hindi aabot sa play-in this season, especially sa kanilang division, I'm sure they will also be looking forward to beefing up and strengthening their rosters. Pangasinan already has, with that mid-season trade, acquiring Lawrence Victoria and also having Alin Bulanadi activated. Those two guys hoping to be that beacon of hope for Coach Gerson and his squad as they try to make a deeper run in the playoffs after missing it last season.
Yeah, with the acquisition of Lawrence Victoria, especially in the middle of the season, you'd expect that he would struggle to find his role. But today in this game, he's starting to get his groove, having 6 points total in this game, 4 in this quarter, Javi.
And Lawrence Victoria, he is one of the brightest stars in this league. And a lot of those years being spent with the Pasay Voyagers, now trying to carve out a new chapter in his MPBL career, playing for a new team, the Pangasinan Heatwaves. And I think this is the natural progression for a guy like Lawrence Victoria, having to play for a team that is looking to contend not just for a spot in the playoffs, but also the championship.
Yeah, with Lawrence Victoria's former team, his role was very much different, very ball dominant. He had the ball almost the whole possession, but here it's definitely a bigger change, a bigger adjustment that he has to share the basketball, especially with the personnel that the Pangasinan Heatwaves have right now.
And the opportunity to learn from really battle-tested veterans. with this Pangasinan team is a golden opportunity for Lawrence at this point of his career. This just fast tracks his development as a player.
Definitely. If you have veterans like Hased Gabo, Michael Wico, Alin Bulanagi, you'd expect that he would pick the brains out of these veterans. So it's very, very advantageous for Lawrence Victoria to have these veterans on his team to learn the game, how to play the game the right way.
Siyempre si Lawrence Victoria, no? Coming out of college, I don't think a lot of people expected him to be this type of player, but he's proving a lot of people wrong.
And that's hard work there. I would always see his videos of having of skill work, everything, and he looks to be in much better shape too. So he's been definitely working hard, and everything that he's achieved so far is well deserved.
He hasn't lost his power despite slimming down a bit, no?
Yeah, that's his style of play there. He likes to use his body, likes contact. So even if he lost a lot of weight, nandiyan pa rin yung physicality niya.
He's been replaced since by Alin Bulanadi on the floor, but Alin hasn't found his groove yet in this game. The Heat Waves have a lot of cushion here against the Imus Brotherhood. Under 3 minutes to play here in the quarter. 62-39, Mike De Gregorio. Important also for this guy to have his game at a consistent rate. He's had his moments, but Coach Gerson still looking for that consistency from the former PBA stalwart Mike De Gregorio.
And then I believe also that that's one of the hardest part of being a coach is especially if you have a team like this, the Pangasinan Heat Waves, where every player is very capable. So it's very hard to shuffle around the players, playing time. So it's another struggle for Coach Gerson, I would suppose.
And no doubt you do know about this as well, having played for a similar team in Nueva Ecija when Coach Don Dulay was still, actually, he still is the coach of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, but you were there last year playing for them, and they had a really deep roster too.
Definitely, and it's just something that I had to understand as a player. Obviously, as a player, you want to be playing every game, you want to be helping your team to win, but you got to realize that if there's a player, especially in your position, that can contribute more, that's who the coach is going to be going to, that's who the coach is going to be playing. So yeah, it was definitely tough, but yeah, you got in these situations, you got to be mentally tough. You got to be mature to understand that you will have your time, and the only thing that you should be focusing on is being ready when that time and when the opportunity comes.
There you have it. For the young kids watching out there, that is what you have to realize, that it's not enough that you know how to play the game. You also have to be mentally fit and mentally tough to be able to take the rigors of the daily life of becoming a professional basketball player.
Yeah, definitely.
Soriano kicks it out. Bangeles from the right side. Muntikan maputokan ng shot clock violation dun. Imus Brotherhood, but I think they will uphold that. It is going to be a shot clock violation para dito sa Imus. Coach TJ earlier, he already mentioned to G that he is going to keep this core of players for next season. Abangan nila natin kung sino yung maging reinforcements nila for the coming year. But for now, they are down big time against Pangasinan.
Yeah, the bigs have been dominating this. A lot of offensive rebounds too, especially when JP Maguliano and Dervin Flores was on the floor together.
Finally, nakabutas na si Alin Bulanadi. Prior to that, he was 0 out of 5.
I stepped out of bounds there.
That's going to be a turnover against Pangasinan. If there's one thing that they would want to work on in this game, it's really their turnovers. They committed 11 of those in this game. Jedong is in the game for Coach TJ Marquez. Errol Soriano, to take it to the defense of Mike Mabulak. Hook shot is no good. Long rebound to the Heatwaves. De Gregorio in the lane. Pretty finish for Mike DJ.
A good move there by De Gregorio, opting to attack the middle instead of the right side.
You know, maybe if there's one thing that Mike has been able to explore a lot this season, it's really his inside game, because he hasn't been making a lot of three-point shots. His percentage this season has been less than desirable, at alam niya yan, and that's why he was forced to put the ball on the floor a lot
Yeah, definitely.
and have opportunities like this.
Yeah, I mean, as a basketball player, if you know you're struggling from your main role, which with Mike De Gregorio is three-point shooting, you gotta find other ways to contribute to your team. So, yeah, he's been obviously working on his inside game, and it shows.
Mark Doligon, he always has been known to have an inside game, and he gets a three-point play. See here, little two-man action between him and Errol Soriano.
A good handoff there by Errol Soriano. Galanza there with the corner, opting to not help on that drive there by Doligon.
Doligon at the line for one more, trying to get 3 points the old-fashioned way. 21 seconds left. The Heat to the other side. That could have been easy flush for Alin Bulanadi.
Yeah, Jay Collado, one of the best outlet
Yes,
passers
sir.
in the league has ever seen.
Nag-abot pa ba kayo sa Nueva?
Yeah, we were teammates for that season. And yeah, in practices and games, there was a lot of situations where I also caught one of those outlet passes from Jay Collado.
Ang sarap maging teammates with Jay Collado.
Yeah, just know when Jay Collado is on the floor, whenever he gets that rebound, just run.
And he and Shaq Taganas have to be two of the best outlet passers here in the league. Naging teammates nga sila for a really long time actually.
Oo, grabe din kasi yung upper body strength ng dalawang player na yan. Makikita mo, pagka-rebound nila, di na nila binababa, wala nang buwelo, tapon na kaagad, tapos full court talaga, kayang-kaya nilang mapasa, kahit layo mo na, mapapasahan ka pa rin talaga eh.
They are our versions of Kevin Love
Yeah.
and I would say maybe a little bit of Nikola Jokic in the rebounding and passing aspect.
Definitely, a big man here that can pass the ball. It's a perfect comparison.
De Gregorio able to sink the second free throw. 9 seconds left. Doligon with a rock. Cross jab, left hand finish. That's good. Mark Doligon.
There you go, another outlet pass by Jay Collado there. Easy 2 points, if it should count.
I think it should count. It should count. That was well within the time frame.
There you go.
Tingnan natin yung sakto. Parang sakto
Wow.
eh, oh. Dami pang oras na eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It should be good. That's definitely good. He was able to throw it with about 3 seconds on the clock.
Heads up play again by Jay Collado there.
My goodness. From the opposite baseline to the other side of the floor, Jay Collado connecting with Alin Bulanadi. These are our highlights of the game brought to you by Ciplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. JP Maguliano has been one of the bright spots for the Pangasinan Heatwaves in this game. But it's been a total team effort para sa kanila with different guys really stepping up on the side of the Heatwaves in this game.
Yeah, the Pangasinan Heatwaves have been using the pick and roll very well today, executing it perfectly, getting a lot of points off that roll.
Imus down big time still against Pangasinan because of that total team effort, 72-45.
Start of the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter now underway here at the Batangas City Coliseum. This is the first game of your Thursday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Jay Collado opens things up here in the final quarter with a basket of his own.
Yeah, you see how Jay Collado was moving there off the top of the key there. Very quick for a big man like him and a big man of his size.
Lalo't lalo na this season, no, he really made it a point to trim down and get to a weight that was more desirable for his playing goal. And para sa season na to, sabi niya gusto niya na talaga na ma-utilize niya yung kanyang mobility rather than just being inside and trying to bump off a lot of the other players. Quarter scoring right there on your screens. 32 points for Pangasinan in that third quarter. Pangasinan still was able to allow Imus 20 points though in quarter number 3.
Yeah, talking about Jay Collado, I was with him in Nueva Ecija where he was still a little bit more chunky as to compared to today.
A little more on the heavier side.
A little more on the heavier side, but I would say even though he had all that weight, he was still very quick and he could still dunk that basketball. So I'm very, very curious to what Jay Collado's bounce is looking like right now, especially with all that weight trimmed down.
Ang balita ko kay Assistant Coach Joseph Guion, shirataki rice daw ang diet nito ni Jay Collado ngayon.
Ayun, so sa mga viewers natin dyan, alam niyo na yung sikreto pag gusto niyo na kumain pa rin ng rice na hindi masyadong kailangan i-worry yung calories and yung carbs, shirataki rice.
Yun na nga talaga eh. Yun daw talagang very effective way ngayon eh. Kahit si Coach Mike Perez yan din ang ginagawa eh.
Talaga, di ko pa natatry yung shirataki rice na yan.
Di mo naman ata kailangan, Dre.
Malakas kasi ako magkanin kaya minsan na-feel bad na ako sa...
Ganun ba? Pero atleta ka naman eh. Anong minimum number of cups mo ba sa isang week? Usually pag player, dalawa yan eh.
Oo, dalawa na yung pinaka-minimum para sa akin. Pero kuwari pag post-practice, minsan nakaka-4 na akong rice eh.
Ito si Sumabat, kailangan ito ng maraming kanin.
Ayan, kailangan only rice yan araw-araw dapat.
Kailangan talaga to. Carlos Sumabat scoring there off the pass from JV De La Cruz. And Mike De Gregorio with a quick answer.
What a Euro step there by Mike De Gregorio. Left to right Euro step. Finishing with the right hand. Evading the defense there.
I think Mike's really been challenged with having to generate a lot more moves than he's used to.
Yeah, especially with his role at the PBA where he was much more of a catch and shoot, off the ball screen type player. Now he's been putting the ball more on the floor for the Pangasinan Heatwaves, and he's been working on that as shown today.
As free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Imus not doing well from the free throw line in this game. They're 7 out of 14. Mark Doligon has managed to make a good scoring night still out of this game despite missing a big chunk of that first quarter. He started this game, by the way, but he was hit on the upper lip by Ian Melencio. He had to sit out a lot of that first period. Came back in the second quarter, only scored 4 points. Now he's up to 22 points in this game.
Yeah, that's his game. Expect him to score regardless. Whenever he's on the floor, he's always been a threat in the scoring department.
De La Cruz backing down Bulanadi. This matchup there, JV wins that with that fall-away jumper. De La Cruz falls down. Abulak gets the pocket pass. Belenson is on him. Collado takes the 3.
Wow.
Able to get it through the contact. Jay Collado. I'm really very amazed at how he's moving.
Definitely, I'm so impressed with Jay Collado.
You see JV De La Cruz.
Wow. With a Kobe-esque turnaround fadeaway there.
He's wearing the shoes. Better make sure he can hit those kinds of shots.
Yeah, if you wear the shoes, you make sure you can wear them and perform like it.
Yes, sir. Collado could not complete the 3-point play. Koga. Nobody marking him. That's a warm-up jumper para kay Ryusei Koga. Only second basket of the game. 85 to 53. May pang oras na natitira sa laro na to. Bilis siya naging palitan ng score dito ng parehong kupunan. Although Pangasinan has really maintained this lead.
Mike De Gregorio has been living in the paint, scoring 12 points all in the paint here today in this game.
One unit substitution for Pangasinan Heatwaves.
Jay Collado will have that much deserved rest along with Galanza, Mabulak, De Gregorio, and Bulanadi. Platoon substitution for Coach Gerson Cabiltes. It's Flores, Pagsanhan, Maguliano, Robin, and Fontanilla. Coach Gerson and Pangasinan, they still have one more game right after this one. It's going to be a big one. That will decide on whether they make it into the playoffs outright or if they have still to go through the play-in tournament.
Definitely, every game here for the Pangasinan Heatwaves is a must-win situation, regardless of the outcomes of the other teams.
Yes, sir.
In hopes of not just making the playoffs or not playing in the play-in, but also with the chance of having that home court advantage in the first round.
Glad you pointed that out. At yung kanilang huling game, importante kasi to dahil taga-norte rin yung kalaban nila.
Yeah.
They will be playing the Caloocan Batang Kankalu for their final game of the season.
And right now they have the same record,
Yes, sir.
at 19-8. Definitely a much more important game for the Pangasinan Heatwaves.
Lots of playoff implications for our final games of the regular season in the coming days. So abangan nyo yan, mga kaliga. Flores, I think he got away with a walk there. They get it still to Harvey Pagsanhan. We'll get the 2 points plus an opportunity for one more.
Foul number 13, Riesling Koga, is third foul. For the bonus, Harvey Pagsanhan.
87-54. 4 na minuto pa lang nakakalipas dito sa ating fourth quarter. Pero parang dami na nangyari. Both teams have gotten out to huge scores early on here in the fourth quarter. That's a fall-away jumper. That won't work. That's a miss by Irvin Valderrama.
Yeah, with 5 minutes remaining in this game, Coach Gerson has opted to put a lot of their young guns there, get their reps in, especially with the playoffs coming in. You want your young guns to have as much experience, especially when the playoffs. It's a different type of ball game, Abby.
I'm sure Lervin Flores will be flattered that you called him as a part of the young guns. 3 of these guys on the floor for Coach Gerson na hawakan niya pa in the EAC program.
Yeah.
Of course, one of them is the guy with the basketball, JP Maguliano. Then you have Ralph Robin and Harvey Pagsanhan.
Pushing foul number 16, JP
Former EAC generals.
And that is the 14th foul for Imus.
Second, our kicks are great move of the game. Born for greatness. Ito yung sinasabi ni Andre, no? Mike De Gregorio has lived in the paint this entire game. Flores gets it.
Gotta play.
Left hand hook against Mark Doligon works. 10 points na rin para kay Lervin Flores. Sumabat, leaking out on the other side.
Good division there by Mark Doligon, realizing that Lervin Flores has scored the basket before that possession. And he was a little late to go to his coverage there. Easy 2 points.
Siguro para sa akin, ito na lang talaga yung hinihingi ni Coach Gerson sa kanyang mga player. And they're in the lead by so much right now, Dre. But I'm sure this is on his mind at least. Gusto niya lang talaga na maayos nila yung mga little errors nila because he wants them to have that killer instinct.
Yeah, and this is the perfect opportunity to do that when you're up big, but you're still playing against a professional team.
Ayun. We
There you
have
go.
to greet Mike Cuico. A belated happy birthday. Celebrated his birthday yesterday. Of course, Mike was still on the lineup for Pangasinan this year. However, still trying to recover from his knee injury. Kaya he will be reserved for next season.
Yeah. Mike Huico, the king of the North.
Yes, sir.
People should never forget. Grabe rin yan si Kuya Mike. Is also one of my favorite vets that I've been teammates with. Makulit din si Kuya Mike, pero pag serosong usapan, talagang bibigyan kanya ng mga advice, tapos tutulungan kanya.
And Mike Cuico, that's really what he's been known for. Kaya naman nakakatuwa rin siyang i-cover dahil he will also regale you with a lot of stories. But
Yeah.
on the court, yung intensity niya,
Sobra.
very admirable.
And that's that Kapampangan blood right there. What until this day, what baffles me about Mike Huico is he doesn't lift weights.
At all?
Siguro once once in a blue moon ko lang nakikita ko. It's talagang hindi siya nag-weights. Lahat kami nag-weights, nakaupo lang siya. But once that practice starts, Javi, grabe yung intensity niya. Napakatigas maglaro. Kaya like ko sinasabi kay Kuya Mike dati na, Kuya Mike, paano mo nagagawa yun?
Intense, wow.
Sobrang intense niya.
That's the first time I've heard of that.
He doesn't like lifting weights. Puro basketball lang talaga.
Sa bagay, no? Meron din talaga ang mga naririnig ng mga player na ganyan eh.
Yeah.
Especially those na tumagal talaga sa kanilang mga career without lifting weights.
Oo.
Doon ako talagang nagugulat eh.
Another prime example there is our commissioner, Kenneth Doremdes.
Really?
Yeah, he never lifted a single weight in his pro career.
Wow!
Yeah, laging
That's
sinasabi.
crazy.
Lagi lang niya sinasabi sa akin, nung younger years niya, he would practice 3 different teams a day, and that's how it happened. Dun tubigas yung laro niya. No weightlifting, no anything.
That's crazy. Wow. And named to the 25 greatest players of the country. Just like that.
Di daw kasi uso pa yung strength and conditioning dati. So
Sabagay,
dati
tama nga naman.
puro team practice lang. Wala rin nga daw mga skills training.
Oo, wala dati talaga.
Wala, literal laro lang. And as much games that you can get in, dun ka daw talaga gagaling.
Amazing. Wow. Captain Marbella.
Yeah.
Sumabat, plucking it from the sky there.
What an offensive rebound there, using all of his length.
See, pati yung mga tao sa OB van nagugulat. He never lifted a single weight daw, sabi ni Andre. Never.
And he's happy to share that story too. Every time he's gonna
never lifted the weight.
Never.
And yet 25 greatest players in the Philippines, one of the best to ever wear a jersey in the country, one of the best high-flying acts as well that the Philippines has ever seen. And he has never lifted a single weight?
Never.
My goodness.
He credits it all to basketball.
Amazing, amazing. Ibang klase rin talaga yung generation ko.
Yeah. Iba na talaga yung generation ngayon, Javi. Ang dami ng, you see a lot of young talent that magugulat ka na lang na the way they're playing, ng araw natin wala pa tayong ganong skills.
Yun na nga eh.
Masasabi ko talaga yung difference with the style of play today and to our days was before, it was really centered on sistema, mga play talaga. Ngayon, nakikita ko mga bata, puro isolation, puro skill work, puro pick and roll lang, switch, get that mismatch. It's definitely a different game today.
And sometimes that is a problem for some coaches dahil yung ibang mga players sila hindi naman nakakaintindi sa sistema. We'll talk more about this when we get back. Timeout muna tayo dito. Minute and 53 still remaining in this game. Gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, no, the remaining game of the Heat Waves will be against the Caloocan Batang Kangklu. That's gonna happen on September 30. That's 5 days from now. And that's gonna be a very important game as mentioned dahil currently they are tied right now at 19 and 8. Well, they will be climbing up to 20 and 8 with this impending win against the Imus Brotherhood dahil a minute and 38 na naman ang natitira dito sa laro na to. And when they face Caloocan, that's gonna be their last game of the season. That will be an important game for both teams dahil itong parehong kupunan na to, they're both trying to avoid the play-in tournament in the Northern Division. And being in the Northern Division, that is certainly going to be a luxury if hindi ka nadadaan dun sa play-in tournament, Ray.
Yeah, definitely 4-7, maybe even 4-8, 4-7 right now is in a close spot. So definitely, it's either you get a home court advantage or you play in the play-in. That speaks volumes of the competitiveness of the North Division this season, Javi.
The competition has been sky high, perhaps the best level of competition we've seen in the MPBL since we've started.
Yeah, definitely. Not just the North, also the South.
Yeah.
Every
Honestly, both divisions talaga, it's been crazy.
yeah, both divisions talaga very close. You can never say. Kaya this coming playoffs is definitely going to be one to watch.
There's going to be a South team facing the league leaders after this one. The Davao Occidental Tigers will try to test the mettle of the Abra Weavers. In about 30 seconds, this game will be over, and the Pangasinan Heatwaves will climb up to 20-8, a win in preparation for their final encounter against the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Our main game will feature the Batangas City Tanduay Ram Masters and the Mindoro Tamaraos. That's also going to be an important game. So stay tuned here, mga kaliga. This is an important game day para sa lahat ng mga kupunan natin. A big win here for the Pangasinan Heatwaves today and a lot to draw from. But also, I'm sure Coach Gerson still has a lot of things that he wants to sharpen heading into the final stretch.
Yeah, definitely. If you know Coach Gerson, it's never over until you win that championship. There's always room to improve. But definitely, Pangasinan Heatwaves proving here today that they're definitely a team to beat, especially in the North.
Numerous players in double figures, but you had to go with this guy, Jay Collado, as our player of the game. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. We are very impressed at the way that he played today.
Yeah, very balanced scoring here from Jay Collado. A lot of big-to-big connections here today with Jay Collado and Mike Mabulak here. And Jay Collado benefiting more in the scoring department there.
Numerous players in double figures for Pangasinan in this 108-72 victory against the Imus Brotherhood that will help them climb up to 20-8 in the team standings. So currently right now in the lead against Caloocan, who they will face in their final game of the season. They're behind the Pasay Voyagers at 21-8. Silang number 5 ngayon. Ms. Gianna Llanes is now with our best player of the game, Jay Collado.
Yes, Javi and Andre, I am with our best player of the game, Jay Collado of the Pangasinan Heatwaves. He had 16 points. Fun fact, handa na siya pumunta sa dugout kasi kala niya hindi siya yung best player. Kaya kailangan kita tanungin, sino ang inakala mong best player ngayon?
Si Flores akala ko.
Okay, Jay, alam ko na kakaibang journey ang pinagdaanan ng inyong koponan throughout the season, and you as well, because this is your first MPBL season na kasama ang Pangasinan Heatwaves. Ano yung ginawa mo para maka-adapt sa sistema ni Coach Gerson, not from his previous team pero sa team nyo ngayon?
Siguro hindi naman ako gano'ng nag-adjust kay Coach Gerson kasi nga matagal na ako sa kanya. So alam ko yung sistema na itinatakbo ng gusto niya, kaya nagtitiwala pa rin siya sa akin.
And Jay, you have one final eliminations game in 5 days. Alam ko na ginamit nyo rin itong laro para mai-practice ang mga kailangan nyong i-improve. So the next coming 5 days before your next game, ano pa ang i-ensayo nyo? Ano pa kailangan nyong gawin?
Siguro kailangan pa namin yung depensa namin. Kasi yun nga, lagi ko nga sinasabi sa kanila, yung opensa, nandyan naman yan eh. Wala namang, yung depensa, yun ang magpapanalo sa amin.
I'm sure maraming Pangasinense na masaya na nanalo kayo ngayon. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Yun nga, pinapasalamatan si Governor Vico, Conrad Estrella, Boss Congressman Art Celestre, Boss Mayor Ryan Celestre, Boss Liam Cesar, Boss Ronald Kai, and Boss FJ. Yun nga. Tsaka pinapasalamatan ko rin po pala yung misis ko na lagi nakasuporta sa akin. And thank you.
Thank you very much. That was our best player of the game, Jay Collado of the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Back to you, Javi and Andre.
Maraming salamat, G. Congratulations, Jay Collado, for a rare player of the game award. Congratulations sa'yo, kuya. Up next, we have the Davao Occidental Tigers going up against the league leaders, the Abra Solid North Weavers. Another important game, our second game sa ating Thursday triple header. Keep it locked in here, mga kaliga. Dito lamang sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.